every kid has at least 2 diagnoses for what we used to just call behavior. So now they're putting all these kids on the autism spectrum because that is that is kind of like the fashion of the moment. That's the answer to why we're seeing more. Do you accept that?
No, that is nonsense. It is an absurd, industry-driven canard.
The Vigilant Fox got this clip, and here is RFK going on with our favorite Chris Cuomo. One of the most infamous COVID liars, pretended he was in his basement for 30 days. He wasn't. He lied about ivermectin. Now he tells the truth. He lied about the vaccine and Joe Rogan and everything. But then he got vaccine injured. And so now he has friendly interviews with people like RFK. And now RFK is going to straighten his ass out about autism and vaccines. You want to see it? Here it comes.
But one answer is, well, Bobby, the reason we get a lot more now is because everything gets a diagnosis these days.
So he's giving you, so Chris Cuomo is repeating the establishment pro-pharma talking point that the reason why there's more people who have autism is because we're diagnosing it more.
Okay, and he wouldn't say that about trans. He wouldn't dare say that.
He wouldn't dare say that about trans. But here we go. Here's RFK pushes back against that. And if you want to see me push back against that, you can see me this Sunday in Oxnard, California, or in Rutherford, New Jersey, or Manhattan telling jokes. And then in Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link. But here's RFK. He's doing it right now.
Every kid has at least 2 diagnoses for what we used to just call behavior. So now they're putting all these kids on the autism spectrum because that is that is kind of like the fashion of the moment. That's the answer to why we're seeing more. Do you accept that?
No, that is nonsense. It is an absurd, industry-driven canard. There's been study after study after study in high gravitas journals by the best research organizations and institutions and universities around this country that shows that the autism epidemic is real. And Chris, it's also just common sense. If it was just a matter of better diagnosis or better recognition, you would see it in older people. You don't. Mm-hmm. The epidemic is taking place in a specific generation, and it's kids who were born after 1989. That's where you see it. You don't see, it's not, you don't see autism. 1 in every 31 people my age. I have never seen somebody my age, 71 years old, with full-blown autism. That means profound autism. That means nonverbal, non-toilet trained, head banging, stimming, or the stereotypical features of the disease. You don't see that. And these are not people who are locked in some institution somewhere. There are no places for people like that.
Right.
And so why, if it was anything other than an epidemic, why would you only see it in a single generation?
Right. No, fair point.
Fair point. Yes, but I'm here to push the establishment propaganda. Just hope you understand that. I'm Chris Cuomo. I don't have a functioning brain cell of critical skills, critical thinking skills, and so I just have to repeat what they tell me, which is why I never question anything about COVID, and I just repeated what Dr. Fauci said and what Anthony Bourla said and what everybody at the CDC said. I just repeated it. I didn't repeat it critically. I repeated it uncritically. I didn't look into anything they were saying. I just repeated. That's what Chris Cuomo does. He's not a newsman. He is a news reader. He reads the news. He doesn't do journalism. He doesn't even question the powerful or the establishment or big pharma. Nothing. He does no. He just repeats what is written on a teleprompter. He is what we call a news chimp. He is a news chimp.
I just do what my producer wrote down for me to say, who later went down for severe child assault.
That's right. So the guy who was writing his copy when he was at CNN went down for pedo stuff.
And then the woman who took his place didn't feel comfortable, Chris, as you'll recall. That was the big controversy after that. She quit very quickly. And then I don't know who came in next. I'm guessing some other pedo because it's CNN.
So good for RFK pushing back on. We got to get how do we get these people? Are we still having a hard time getting these people back on our show, like Dr. Makari, Jay Bhattacharya? That date is set. He's coming on. Who's coming on? Oh, Dr. Makari is going to come on, the head of the FDA? That's fantastic. That's set. Oh, that's great. Okay, so he'll be on in the next couple of weeks. I'd love to get Jay Bhattacharya back on. I love that guy. He's fantastic.
Hey, Jimmy, Rogan texted me, asked if didn't they kick Vinay Prasad out? Or
yeah,
no?
they did. I covered it with our guest.
Oh.
Yeah, they kicked him out, Vinay Prasad.
For what?
Vinay Prasad had put a pause on a certain drug, and then they got an ex-senator to lobby Trump, Rick Santorum. And,
God.
Yeah, so that's who lobbied Trump. So my guess is that Trump told RFK, you got to get rid of Vinay Prasad. Because my donors, which is Big Pharma gave Trump $100 million in his first term. He's beholden. So Trump, again, I have to tell my old roommate, Trump is not in control. There are people above Trump.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there are people above Trump. It's obvious Trump's taking his orders from AIPAC, the Israel lobby, and Benjamin Netanyahu. You don't think that's happening in other areas? Of course it is. That's why he keeps betraying MAGA left and right. That's why he has a bill that explodes the deficit instead of doing what he ran on, which was cut the deficit. That's why he explodes the Pentagon budget instead of doing the exact opposite of cutting it by 50%. That's what he ran on. So this is again, there's people above Donald Trump, and they ordered Donald Trump to order RFK to force Vinay Prasad out, even though Vinay Prasad is also a slimy character, but he's much better at the FDA than anybody at the FDA in my lifetime. So he was a very good pick. He was doing things that actually protected people sometimes, which is way more than the FDA's ever done in my lifetime. So I was sad to see Vinay Prasad go. And I was sad to see RFK be controlled by Trump and Trump being controlled by Big Pharma. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it really is. It really is amazing. Like, don't you think every president comes in and wants to fix a bunch of stuff? They're not allowed to.
Just like Putin said, they have their own agenda, and then the guys in the blue suits and the blue ties come in and they tell him what his agenda is going to be. And if you think that didn't happen with Donald Trump, you're misinformed.
You must not be looking at the starvation holocaust in Gaza.
Right. Yeah.
That Trump doesn't even like, but he has to let it happen because he ain't in charge.
So good for RFK for pushing back in Chris Cuomo's bought and paid for face. It's nice to see that happen, and so it's good to say. You know, at least Chris Cuomo brought on RFK and let him say that. Most places won't do it. Most places just bring him on and sandbag him. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to flip on Chris Cuomo. I'm going to give him a tip of the hat for doing this segment. How about that?
It's not his decision. It's News Nation has UFO stuff on it, so that's why they allow RFK.
So at least he did that. And if you want to see me make fun of Chris Cuomo and COVID and all the other stuff, I'll see you this Sunday in Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, Manhattan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and I'll see you in Canada, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver, is how I say it now. Vancouver. Come see us in Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, Manhattan, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, and Chicago, Illinois. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.